Hello and welcome to the Fitting in Fitness interview series. I'm your host, Catherine Basu, and during this series I'm going to be chatting with some really amazing women who are going to give you a more compelling reason to stick to your fitness routine than just to look cute in your skinny jeans. So they're going to talk to you about how they actually got started with their fitness routines, how they stay on track, how they fit fitness into their busy lives, and give you some tips so that you can get started as well and kind of see how you can make that actionable in your life too. So if you made a resolution back in January and you're not sticking to it now that it's February, this will be a great way for you to get some results and kind of jumpstart what you're doing. So our guest today is Krista Inochovsky, the money confidence coach. She is an accomplished professional dancer, entertainer, and speaker performing around the world and on TV. In surprising contrast, Krista is also a licensed financial professional with over 10 years of experience and ongoing education in the financial industry. She has combined her diverse and unique experiences to become the money confidence coach, empowering people, especially women, to live their best life and gain financial confidence. You may have seen Krista as the guest financial expert on Fox 35 News, speaking to local and national groups, or on numerous web-based broadcasts. Krista hosts a video series called #MoneyMinuteVideo. She is the founder of Happily Ever Wealthy, a virtual coaching program for couples to master money matters of life, along with her partner, Dr. Jada Jackson, psychology professional. So let's welcome Krista, who is here to amplify your mindset, know-how, and confidence to live a life you love. Welcome, Krista.
Thanks, Catherine. It's fun to be here. I love the topic of fitness and health and encouraging women to keep it up. So I'm really happy to be here.
Awesome. And I'm sure you have some good insights too. I know, I try to tell people health is not just fitness, even though it can expand into other areas of our health. So I think a lot of times we think about our relationships, and I always hear, I don't know, maybe you can comment on this if it's true or not, but that money is kind of a big sticking point in relationships. So you probably can give us some insights as to how to help our relationship help and keep our fitness involved in that as well.
It's actually the premise for my Happily Ever Wealthy for Smart Couples series.
Okay.
And why I teamed up with a psychologist, Dr. Jada Jackson, and it just turned out to be this really fun interactive series that we do. So she and I are bantering back and forth between money and relationships, and we're really creating this platform for people to like go, oh, I need some help. Like,
yeah.
Why does he think like that and I think like this, and why do we keep fighting or not seeing eye to eye? So you're right.
That's very, very interesting. So good. We'll probably have some good chats during this interview as well. So awesome. So I'd love to know, just to get us started, what's kind of the day in the life of Krista look like? How does your day run?
Well, my day starts in bed before I even get out of bed, and I've really adapted doing some morning mindset and meditations and positive affirmations. Mm-hmm. And so before I even roll out of bed, I'll either stick in my earbuds, or my husband does it too, so we just put the music and affirmations on and start with our mind. Then as I roll out of bed, I want to start moving my body immediately, and it probably comes from my dance background, and maybe because I'm not 20 anymore. I want to get going, and just simple ways, like honestly in my bathroom, I just put my feet out wide and start doing these big, huge hip circles, almost like you're doing a hula hoop, and then like shoulder rolls, and just a few minutes of that, like as I'm brushing my teeth or before I go out and get the coffee, just makes such a big difference to me, getting the blood flowing, the energy, and just opening up. I'm a huge believer that when your joints close up, that everything within you closes. So the more you can keep your body open, the more it keeps your energy and your mind and everything. So that's just kind of how I, just those first few moments of my day.
Awesome.
Then it's off to the kids, getting my kids up and ready for school and getting them off. And a couple days a week, actually just 2 days a week, I teach a class at a local fitness center.
Oh, awesome.
And with my dance background, I love Pilates mat and the bar style classes. Familiar with, I'm sure you are.
Yeah.
The bar workouts.
Very cool.
So that's on the days that I'm like structured and go to a class, which I highly recommend people, especially if you're not that motivated or don't really know what to do in your workout, to take a class, like any style. There's something for everybody, I think. from the hardcore to Zumba dancing to Pilates. There's just so many varieties. And once you're in there for an hour, you just follow along. The music, the other people really keep you motivated, and makes it, I think, a great way to work out without having to think for yourself.
Sure. No, definitely.
Huge fan of classes.
Very cool. How did you get into Pilates? Just from dancing or?
Yes. Actually from, I was probably already like early 20s and performing in Japan, and the cast members would get DVDs and things to exercise in between, and really got into Pilates that way. And I remember thinking, gosh, I wish I had known about Pilates and when I was really training, as a teenager, but hey, better late than never.
No, very cool.
And with my all the ballet background, it just makes so much sense to my body, and I love teaching it because it's very like specific, technique oriented. The better your technique, the more results you get. Sure.
And well, I'm sure you know this, but Joseph Pilates, he worked with dancers starting out, so it's interesting.
And it just creates that long, lean, tight dancer's body without any pressure on the joints.
Yeah. Very cool. So, you kind of touched this already, but the other thing I was going to ask you is, how do you fit fitness into your day? So you have the classes. Are there any other ways you fit it in?
Actually, I do. On the days that I don't have classes, every day is a little different.
Yeah.
As the money confidence coach, I do Skype meetings and Skype interviews, and putting content on social media, recording videos. So I have some days where my whole work day is at home and kind of by myself. And on those days in particular, I've found it super helpful, and I recommend this to anyone who works a lot on your computer, is to time yourself. And whether you do every 50 minutes, every hour, maybe as much as an hour and a half, set your timer, get up, and then I go for a walk. And it might just be probably just 15 minutes, but to get up and move and get away from the computer, and walking's huge. You don't have to change. You don't have to put on your full fitness gear. You don't have to get all sweaty just to fit in some workout. To do that 2 or maybe 3 times throughout your whole workday, now you're looking at 15, 30, maybe even 45 minutes of activity during your day that you kind of snuck in.
Yeah.
And I think it's fantastic.
That's awesome. I actually recommend, we say that you should get 150 minutes minimum a week of at least walking in. And so that's about 30 minutes, 5 days a week. But you can actually break it up into 10 and 15-minute segments and have that same health benefit. So you're like, that's exactly what you should be doing. So that's good. That's great.
And I think what I love about going for walks or power walks is you can have a different intention. Sometimes for me, it's like a moving meditation, and I might have on, more meditation music, and I might be walking, doing big arm circles and breathing or thinking about what my next part of my day is going to be. And then other times you just put on some your favorite music and you just bust it out and have a little party by yourself. And I have no shame in stopping and doing big walking lunges. And luckily I live and work in a pretty secluded neighborhood, so they're like, there goes that girl, lunges on the road again. But it's okay, right? You want to fit it in, and it probably will encourage somebody else to do it. Go, hey, maybe I should do that.
That's true, yeah. No, definitely. People, whenever I run, people will often ask me, people that don't run, how do you run? How are you confident about that? Don't you worry what people think you look like? And I never really thought about that before, but I'm like, hopefully other people are wanting to run too.
Yes.
But it's interesting, people can be a little self-conscious about it, but I think it's, you got to do what you got to do, right?
That's right.
That's right. Very cool.
I'd also suggest if you have a mat, like a yoga mat or a thicker mat, just have one at home and get down on the ground every once in a while. Whether I don't know if you like to follow DVDs or just kind of do some things that you've done in the class before, and just do it. Again, it doesn't take a lot of time. You don't have to do the full, outfit and driving and the whole thing, but just make sure that every day is something, you're doing something.
Sure, definitely. Awesome. So now, has fitness always been a part of your routine? I know you said you've been a dancer, but maybe the walking part.
It has. As I started dancing as a toddler, basically all the way through, and I remember by the time I was maybe even 11, really young, that I wanted to know how to keep a really strong, healthy body so that I knew early on that I wanted to be professional, and that I wanted to do it right. I saw some people that were dancers, they would smoke and eat donuts and Diet Coke, and I totally didn't get that. So I thought, well, I know I want to be healthy and strong and treat my body like an athlete. So it was just a passion of mine from a very early age. So I just grew up with that love of wanting to learn and reading Shape magazine and all of those, how to eat right, etc. So it's just been a part of my life. Now my life continues to change.
Right.
From one job to another, to having babies, them getting a little older, now being 9 and 11. You know, I have a little more freedom now. I can go out and take a walk and not have to worry about pushing them in the stroller.
Sure.
Hey, at any age or phase of life that you're in, I think you can make it happen when it's important to you. And it should be.
Yeah. I mean, I agree. So you said that you've always had fitness as part of your life, but how do you think it's impacted, now that you've transitioned, you have your own business, how has it impacted your business as well, and in addition to your life in general, instead of just helping you fit into your skinny jeans and all that?
Right. Well, I believe that it has a strong correlation to confidence, to self-confidence, and to feel on the outside the same rockin' person that you feel like you are on the inside. And when that matches as a business person, as a speaker, whatever it is that everyone does, to have that same reflection of who you are on the inside and on the outside, I think is awesome. I also know there's a lot of mental benefits as far as stress relief, creativity, it even sparks your neurons in your brain to be more active when you're active physically. So I can see it on so many different levels. But I think confidence is a huge part of it. And the better you feel, the more energy you have, the more present you can be. And just to let that confidence in who you are and how you feel be reflected as in business or as a mom.
Awesome. Yeah, I mean, that was something I had felt from fitness in my own life, was the creativity part, in addition to the confidence. Because I think the confidence we kind of think about, more than other things. But I always felt that personally. But until I did the interview series last year, I didn't really realize how many entrepreneurs really found that, that creativity part that we read about as being a benefit in studies. And, I had personally experienced myself, like how much it really added to people's businesses and lives. So
it does, and I think that's why it's important to get off the computer throughout the day and get away from it so that you can refresh and you can tap into that creativity before you come back in and try to zero in on what the next level of work looks like for you.
Awesome. So now, do you feel, I know it sounds like fitness is really just a part of your daily life inside and out, but do you have days when, maybe you don't stick to your routine 100%? And if so, how do you get back on track when that happens?
Yeah, when days that I'm just busy, it's just trying to, if I sneak in a little here or there, just some of those movements, like I said, moving your shoulders and moving your hips around, and trying not to stress over a day. Like say I'm traveling or attending a conference or speaking somewhere, knowing that I'm getting it right most of the days, it's not a huge deal to miss one. And then my body and my mind look forward to doing it, getting back into it. Or just finding a place to take a big, powerful walk, or even in my hotel room, I'll just lay on the floor in the morning with a towel and do some of my Pilates exercises just so I feel like I've got myself together and I'm ready for the day.
Awesome. So that's really great, just finding those small opportunities to get something in at least.
Yes.
Awesome. So now, the other thing I wanted to ask you, so you've been able to really make this an integral part of your day, but for someone that hasn't yet, hasn't either started or hasn't had a routine in a while, what would be some tips you have for them for getting back into it again, or getting started, taking that first step?
I think the most important thing is for people to realize how important it is to your life and to make yourself that priority. You have to be that priority for you. Don't let everybody else run away with your time. It's your time. It's your day. And the healthier that you are, both physically and mentally, the better you can show up for others. And if you push yourself or don't give yourself that time, kind of push yourself to the bottom and don't do these things, then I think it's just a reflection on really your own self-worth. And you need to like dive in and go, I'm worth it, and I'm going to be so much better in everything I do and for the other people in my life when I make this a priority. And it also sets a good example for others. So buddy up, right? Find a friend or a colleague or your kids or whoever's in your life and go, hey, this is important to me and it should be important to you too. Let's go walk for 30 minutes instead of sitting and having a coffee together.
Yeah. It can be something that you can sneak in like with other obligations as well and help someone else out. And I think I really like what you said though too. It really goes back to focusing on why it matters to you. And it should be because you're worth it, but then there might be something else that gets you started, thinking about that in the beginning, but definitely.
Right. Sometimes it is, I guess people start for different reasons, but keep not, like you said, not just about the skinny jeans. That's a fun side effect, but your health and your longevity. And as a financial expert, money and your health are so closely tied. And years from now, when you look into retirement and what you're saving for, it's health. How healthy are you going to be in your later years? Do you get to enjoy yourself and your money by going on vacations, or is all of your money going to be spent on health care or like sick care?
Right.
And it's all a result of what we're doing now is how we're going to live in our later years. So that's another reason why.
No, I love that. And something we don't maybe want to think about, but it's something that we should think about, especially, a lot of people, that's kind of the course that we take, is that we save all of our time and, to go on those great trips for after we've retired. So wanting to be able to enjoy that is a good motivator for sure.
Yes.
Awesome. So we wanted to keep this fun. I wanted to have you maybe dare our watchers, our viewers, some action step, something very actionable, easy that they could do, this week after they're watching the interview to get started fitting in fitness. What would you dare them to do?
So my dare is, I'll give you 2 bite-sized dares.
Okay.
One is first thing in the morning when you get up, all alone, do some big body movement. So hip circles, almost like you're swimming backwards, like side to side, anything that opens up your body just for a few minutes, breathing deeply. And then the second thing is to find time to squeeze in one of those 15-minute walks. Set your timer, get off of your computer. I know everybody's day looks differently.
Right.
Find that time where you can go maybe walk to get your kid from school instead of driving. Mm-hmm. Or, take a longer walk with the dog or do a walking meeting. But try to fit in a 15-minute day. Don't change. You don't have to get totally, in gear. Just wear some comfortable shoes and get out and see how clear your mind can be just by moving your body in a short walk.
I love that. So kind of that idea of, it doesn't have to be a workout, like official workout, but just moving your body first thing in the morning before it gets crazy.
You get in the habit of doing that and you still have time for a workout, and then this becomes part of your daily routine. Now you've added a little bonus, right? It's not just about working out 1 hour a day, but it's finding some other additional times throughout the day to still be moving your body and clearing your mind and all of those benefits. So it's not just about work out for an hour and then sit for 23 hours, right?
Right. Definitely. Awesome. Well, I also wanted to ask you, Krista, we're talking about fitness as our main thing, but we're still near the beginning of the year. So just something that you could leave motivating for us. Maybe you have a word of the year or a quote or a mantra that you live by that could kind of give us a little bit of inspiration, whether it's, for our fitness or just life in general.
Okay. Well, the mantra I always use is live a life you love. I believe that the life that we live it should be on purpose and with purpose, and that we individually are the only ones who can make those choices for ourselves. And so make sure that how you're spending your days and what you're doing with your life is in alignment with who you are and who you want to be, and don't just get wrapped up in living either somebody else's life or not enjoying yourself. So take those moments to make sure that you are living a life that you love and that's with purpose and on purpose.
Awesome. I love that. Very cool. And then the last thing I wanted to ask you too, I mean, like I kind of was trying to get people excited about you in the beginning because I really do think that, like your financial health, I guess you could say,
Yes.
and that can tie into your relationships as you mentioned. So hopefully they'll get to check that out. But that can affect your physical health as well. So I think it's really important that people, have a way to follow up and kind of get into that as well, starting out the new year. So where can we find you? Anything exciting you have going on? We'd love to give you a chance to just talk about all that too.
Oh, thank you. And yes, so hopefully you'll maybe have a chance to put it at the bottom.
Yes.
My name, which unfortunately is very long. It's nice and unique. I love that. Inochovsky.com.
Awesome.
I'm also on Facebook and LinkedIn as well. But on Facebook, I do a lot of posting. On my website, KristaInochovsky.com, I've got a place where you can download for free. I have a really cool, it's a short read, but it's an inspiring ebook called How to Change Your Money Path Now.
Okay.
And just getting you thinking, especially for women, that we need to be actively involved in the creation of our financial future. Whether you're married and your husband takes care of it, or your dad, or for whatever reason, women still are not really taking the reins when it comes to understanding their finances, the money that they're earning, how to save, and getting involved in that. So that's my biggest thing, is giving women the confidence that you can do it. It's not as hard as you might think it is. We need to get over our mind blocks of what's holding us back.
Sure.
And just, own it. I got this. I'm going to make money. I'm going to take care of my family, and I'm going to prepare for my financial future. And if I'm married, I'm going to do it right side by side with my husband, and not just let him do it and say, hope he's got it right, and cross my fingers. To do it together.
Awesome. I love that. Well, I'm excited to have everyone check you out. And then, I'll put, right on the video, there'll be a link, and then in the notes for the video, so you guys can go check out Krista's website and learn more about getting your financial health in order as well as your physical health. And wanted to just thank everyone so much for watching. Krista, for being my guest today. And I will have people, I'm going to have them, dare to accept your dare of trying to get moving in the morning, especially those 15 minutes, even if it's just walking. So we'll have a little hashtag. You can, see if they actually have done that, accepted your dare or not. So that'll be exciting. Well, thanks so much, and hope that you guys come back for another episode of this Fitting and Fitness interview series to stay motivated to stick to your fitness resolutions and get healthy in the new year. Thanks so much. Bye.
Bye.